The unknown third giant. Youth. A moment ago, you used the word another philosophy, but I fear that your specialty is in Greek philosophy. Philosopher. Yes, Greek philosophy has been central to my life ever since I was a teenager. The Greek intellectual figures, Socrates, Plato, Aristotle. I am translating a work by Platon at the moment, and I expect to spend the rest of my life studying classical Greek throughout. Use. Well, then what is this other philosophy? Philosopher. It's a completely new school of psychology that was established by the Austrian psychiatrist Alfred Adler at the beginning of the 20th century. In this country, it is generally referred to as Adlerian psychology. News. I never, I never would have imagined that a specialist in Greek philosophy would be interested in psychology. Philosopher. I'm not very familiar with paths taken by other schools of psychology. However, I think it is fair to say that Adlerian psychology is clearly in line with Greek philosophy, and that it is a proper field of study. Youth. I have a passing knowledge of the psychology of Freud and Jung, a fascinating field. Philosopher. Yes, Freud and Jung are both renowned. Even here, Adler was one of the original core members of the Vienna Psychoanalytic Society, which was led by Freud. His ideas were counter to Freud's, and he split from the group and proposed an individual psychology based on his own original theories. Use. Individual psychology? Another odd term. So Adler was a disciple of Freud's? Philosopher. No, he was not. That misconception is common. We must dispel it. For one thing, Adler and Freud were relatively close in age, and the relationships they formed as researchers was founded upon equal footing. In this respect, Adler was very different from Jung, who revered Freud as a father figure. Thought psychology primarily tends to be associated with Freud and Jung. Adler is recognized throughout the rest of the world, along with Freud and Jung, as one of the three giants in the field. Yes, I see. I should have studied it more. Philosopher. I suppose it's only natural you haven't heard of Adler. He himself said, there might come a time where one will not remember my name. People might even have forgotten that our school ever existed. Then he went on to say that it didn't matter. The implication being that if his school were forgotten, it would be because his ideas had outgrown the bounds of a single area of scholarship and become commonplace and a feeling shared by everyone. For example, Dale Carnegie, Dale Carnegie, who wrote the international bestseller How to Win Friends and Influence People and How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, referred to Adler as a great psychologist who devoted his life to researching humans and their latent abilities. The influence of Adler's thinking is clearly present throughout his writing, and in Stephen Covey's The Seven Habits of Highly Efficient People. Much of the content closely resembles Adler's ideas. In other words, rather than being a strict area of scholarship, Adlerian psychology is accepted as a realization, a culmination of truth and of human understanding. Yet, Adler's ideas are said to have been 100 years ahead of their time, and even today we have not managed to fully comprehend them. That is how truly groundbreaking they were. Use. So your theories are developed not from Greek philosophy in, initially, but from a viewpoint of Adlerian psychology. Philosopher, yes, that's right. Yes, okay. There's one more thing I'd like to ask you your basic things. Are you a philosopher or are you a psychologist? Philosopher. I am a philosopher, a person who lives philosophy. And for me, Adlerian psychology is a form of thought that is in line with Greek philosophy, and that is philosophy. Use. All right, then let's get started.